Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pandas tutorial for beginners series. In this video, we are going to talk about one of the most common challenges in data analysis, missing values, also known as NaN. You learn how to detect missing data using isna and notna, remove incomplete rows or columns with dropna, and fill missing values with fillna. We will also go over some best practices and a simple workflow for handling missing data in real-world datasets. Let's dive in. As you can see now, I'm already in my VS Code editor, and we have also activated our virtual environment. Let's now place the code snippets that I have prepared in advance. As you can see, this is the code that we're going to use right now. Let me just comment all of the parts that we're not going to use. I comment those ones, and those ones. Let's now, the first thing that I would want us to do, let's look at our data frame. Let's create our data frame. So let's type in our command prompt, Python 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, enter. Alright, and as you can see here, this is the original data frame and how it looks like. We have name, age, city and salary, and as you see, we have a lot of NaN, none, NaN, none, we have NaN here and NaN here. Those are a lot of missing values. So let's see how we can detect them. The first example, we'll check where values are missing. Basically, let's just run the code. Whenever we have a true here, means that the value is missing. Let's look at the first index, Bob 30 Los Angeles, NaN. Here we have a missing value. Let's look at here index number 6, true, and true for salary and age. Let's look, number 6 is Grace, NaN, and NaN for salary and age. That's how we detect such values. Let's now comment on that one. And let's uncomment this one. Let's see if to dataframe.isna we add sum at the end. Let's see how it will work. We clear out that and we run the program once again. You see here we have the original data frame and count of missing values per column. In column for name we have no missing values, 0. For age we have 2, we have 1 and 2. For city we also have 2, we have none and none. And for salary we have 3, here, here and here. Okay, that's another way to check those things. Let's comment on that one. And let's look at the final way, in this example, to detect the missing values. COS and run the program again. Here, we'll check where values are not missing. Basically, this is the total opposite of isna. Where there is a false, we have a missing value. So let's comment that one. Let's clear it out. And let's scroll down to dropping the missing data. So first, let's drop rows that contain any NaN values. This also includes the non-values. We'll use it. We'll create a new data frame, df drop rows equals df drop na. Let's run the code once again. And you see the initial data frame. And here, after dropping all of the rows with missing values, we're only left with Alice, Eve, Frank, and Ivan. because only those have no rows that are missing. Let's comment on that one, and let's come here where we're going to drop columns that contain any NaN values. Let's clear that out. Let's control and save on the file, and let's run it. So this is how the data frame looks like after dropping all of the columns with missing values. And I'm going to make reference here to when we used .sum, print df isna.sum, where we showed that in the name column there is no missing numbers, no missing values. How we do this? We use df dropna and we type in axis equals 1. That's how we drop all of the columns that contain any NaN values. So let's also comment on that one. Let's also clear out the terminal. Let's see how we can start filling the missing values. Let's uncomment that one, and let's uncomment that one, and let's also uncomment that one. Let me tell you what we're going to do right now. As you saw, we have only 4 columns, and in 3 of them, age, salary, and city, we have numbers that are NaN. So for data frame age, let's make sure that we use fillna to fill all of the NaN values, and we're going to use this here, dfh.mean. What does this do? This thing here, this code, means that it will take the arithmetical average of all of the values in age and it will place it where there is an NaN value. For salary, it will be exactly the same. And for city, as city is non-numerical, it will use unknown. So the column city will now equal, we will fill in every non-value with unknown. Let's control and save, and let's run our program. As you see here, the original data frame, we have all of those values, NaN, NaN, NaN. We have none and none for cities, and NaN and NaN for age. When we scroll down, we see for salary, we now have this number here, and this number here. They are the same. Why? Because we use the arithmetical average. It is the same for Charlie and Grace here. As you see, Grace and Charlie have NaN values for age. So 33.25 is the arithmetical average of all of the entries in the age column. For the city column, whenever we have none value, as in the case of David and Hannah, we use unknown rather than none. That's how we are replacing the missing values. Now, let me comment on those, as now we're going to make an example workflow. Let me clear that out. Let me make this a little bit smaller. This will be our example workflow where the clean data frame will be our initial data frame, and we're going to fill all of the NaN values and none values. Basically, that's an easier way to do it than the code that's up here. We can do it with a dictionary, with a Python dictionary, where the key will be the column and the value will be how we're going to fill all of the NaN values. For age, we're going to use data frame age.mean, which will give us the arithmetical average of all of the other entries. We're going to do the same for salary, and for city we're going to use unknown. This is how we're going to fill the numeric columns with the averages, replace missing cities with unknown, and at the end we're going to use drop NA to drop any remaining rows that still contain NaN, just to be safe. Now control and save, and let's print it out. As you see here, we have the original data frame, and when we scroll down we have name, age, city and salary with the complete workflow, with cities now marked as unknown, and the arithmetic averages for salary and age where there was an unknown or none or NaN value. And that wraps up our video on handling missing values in Pandas. You now know how to identify, remove and replace NaN values, and most importantly how to choose the right approach depending on your data. Cleaning missing data is a crucial step before any analysis or modeling, so mastering this skill will make your data projects much more reliable. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.